Why do I have to remind you about your homework every single day? Does this sound familiar? If you're a parent who feels like a broken record, constantly nagging your child about their assignments, you're not alone. It's frustrating, right? You want to raise a responsible, independent child, but it feels like their homework is your homework. Well, what if I told you there's a better way? A way to shift the responsibility from you to them without the constant battles. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have a complete toolkit of strategies to help your child finally take ownership of their homework, and you can finally retire from your unpaid job as the homework police. First, let's understand why kids forget. It's rarely because they're lazy or defiant. More often, it's a combination of things. Their brains, especially the prefrontal cortex responsible for planning and organization, are still developing. They're also juggling a lot: school, friends, extracurriculars, and just being a kid. Add in distractions from phones and games, and it's easy to see how a math worksheet can slip their mind. Sometimes the homework itself is overwhelming, or they don't understand it, so forgetting becomes a subconscious avoidance tactic. The first step is to approach this with empathy, not anger. It's not about finding someone to blame, it's about finding a solution together. Here's how to integrate it. The routine looks like this. Step 1, arrive home, unpack the backpack. Step 2, check the planner and add any new assignments. Step 3, have a snack or take a short break if needed. Step 4, start the first task at the command center. The key here is consistency. For the first few weeks, you'll be their coach. You'll walk them through the steps. Instead of saying, "Do you have homework?" you'll say, "Okay, time to check the planner." You're not telling them what to do, you're guiding them to their own system. But what happens when they still forget? This is where natural consequences come in, and this is where many parents stumble. If you swoop in at 9 p.m. to help them finish a forgotten project, you're teaching them that you are their safety net. The lesson they learn is, "Mom or Dad will rescue me." A natural consequence is what happens without your intervention. Forgetting their math homework means they have to explain it to their teacher and possibly get a lower grade, or do it during recess. It's tough to let this happen. Our protective instincts kick in. But experiencing these small failures is one of the most powerful ways children learn responsibility. It connects their action, forgetting the homework, directly to a consequence, facing the teacher. Afterwards, you can have a supportive conversation. "That must have been tough today. What part of our system can we adjust so that doesn't happen again?" Notice the language. It's about adjusting the system, not blaming the child. Let's also talk about breaking down big projects. A diorama or a research paper can feel like climbing Mount Everest for a kid. They don't know where to start, so they don't start at all. This is called task paralysis. Sit with them and their planner and break it down into tiny, manageable steps. For a book report, step 1 might be choose a book by Tuesday. Step 2, read chapter 1 by Wednesday. Step 3, write a summary of chapter 1 by Thursday. Each step gets its own spot on the planner. Checking off these small tasks provides a sense of accomplishment and momentum. It teaches them the invaluable life skill of project management, all disguised as a simple homework strategy. Remember to praise the effort, not just the outcome. Instead of "great job getting an A," try "I'm so proud of how you used your planner to finish that project on time." This reinforces the process and the habits you're trying to build. You're showing them that you value their hard work, their organization, and their growing independence, which is far more meaningful than any grade. Positive reinforcement is a much more effective motivator than nagging. Acknowledge when the system is working. Wow, homework felt so much calmer this week, didn't it? Our new routine is really working. This helps them see the benefit for themselves. Let's summarize the key steps to becoming your child's homework coach instead of their homework police. 1. Approach with empathy and create the system with them. 2. Establish a consistent time and a fully stocked command center. 3. Use a large, visible planner that your child updates themselves. 4. Teach them to break down large projects into small, manageable steps. 5. Allow natural consequences to happen. Don't be the rescuer. 6. Implement a nightly backpack check routine. And 7. Praise their effort and the process, not just the results. This isn't an overnight fix. It will take time, patience, and consistency from you. There will be days when the old habits creep back in for both of you. But by implementing these strategies, you're not just solving the problem of forgotten homework. You're giving your child a gift for life. You're teaching them executive functioning skills, planning, organization, and time management that they will use in high school, college, and their future careers. You are building their confidence and sense of competence. You're empowering them to be responsible for their own success. And in the process, you'll get to enjoy more peaceful evenings and a stronger, more positive relationship with your child. Thank you so much for watching. I hope these strategies help bring some peace to your evenings. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more tips on raising capable and confident kids. Let me know in the comments which one of these tips you're going to try first. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next video. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that I see everywhere, and frankly, it's a bit worrying. We're talking about kids and screens, specifically the habit of letting them use phones or tablets while they're eating. I get it, I really do. You've had a long day, you just want a peaceful meal, and handing over a device seems like an easy fix. But what if I told you that this seemingly harmless habit could be setting our kids up for some real challenges down the line? Let's unpack this, because understanding the why behind it all is the first step to making a positive change for our families. So, what is actually happening in your child's brain when they're eating and staring at a screen? Think of it like this. Their brain is trying to do two things at once, but it can't give full attention to either. The bright, fast-paced content on the screen is way more stimulating than the broccoli on their plate. This means the brain prioritizes the screen, essentially putting the process of eating on autopilot. Your child isn't really tasting the food, feeling the texture, or paying attention to their body signals. They're just mechanically chewing and swallowing while their mind is lost in a digital world. This disconnect is where the problems begin. One of the biggest concerns is how this affects their relationship with food. When kids eat distractedly, they don't learn to listen to their own bodies. They miss the crucial signals that say, "I'm full now." This can easily lead to overeating, because they're not eating until they're satisfied. They're eating until the show is over or the plate is empty. Over time, this can contribute to unhealthy weight gain and disrupt their natural ability to self-regulate their food intake. It also robs them of the chance to actually enjoy their food. Think about it. Do you want your child to see mealtime as a chore to get through before screen time? Or as a pleasant sensory experience? Beyond just the physical act of eating, mealtimes are a golden opportunity for connection. When a screen is at the table, it builds an invisible wall. Instead of chatting about their day, sharing a funny story, or simply making eye contact, your child is zoned out. These small, daily interactions are the building blocks of a strong family bond. They are where we teach social skills, practice conversation, and just enjoy being together. By replacing that interaction with a screen, we're unintentionally telling our kids that the device is more important than our conversation. That's a powerful message, and probably not the one we want to send. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, I get it. But breaking this habit sounds impossible. My child will have a complete meltdown. Yes, there might be some resistance at first. That's completely normal. Kids thrive on routine. And if screens at the table are part of their routine, changing it will feel strange to them. The key is to be consistent, patient, and to replace the old habit with a new, better one. Don't just take the phone away and leave a void. We need to fill that space with something positive. So, let's talk strategy. How do we actually make this happen? First, lead by example. This is non-negotiable. Put your own phone away. Not just on silent, not face down on the table, put it in another room. When your kids see you fully present, they're more likely to accept the same rule for themselves. Make it a family rule. Our table is a screen-free zone. This isn't a punishment, it's a positive choice your family is making to connect with each other. Next, make mealtimes more engaging. You have to compete with the allure of the screen, so bring your A game, ask fun questions. You could try, "What was the funniest thing that happened today?" Or, "If you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?" You can even get conversation starter cards for families. Another great idea is to involve your kids in the meal itself. Let them help set the table, stir the sauce, or choose the music you listen to during dinner. When they feel a sense of ownership and involvement, they're more likely to be engaged. For younger kids, you might need a bit more creativity. Tell a story together where each person adds a sentence. Play I Spy with things in the room. Talk about the colors, shapes, and tastes of the food on their plate. Wow, these carrots are so bright and orange. What do they taste like to you? This turns the meal into a sensory learning experience. It's all about shifting the focus from passive entertainment to active engagement. What if the meltdowns are epic? Hold firm, but with empathy. Acknowledge their feelings. I know you're disappointed that you can't watch your show right now. It's okay to feel that way. At our table, we focus on our food and our family. The show will be there after we finish eating. Consistency is your best friend here. If you give in after 5 minutes of crying, you're just teaching them that crying for 5 minutes is what it takes to get the screen. The first few days might be tough, but it will get easier as the new routine takes hold. Remember, the goal here isn't to be perfect. It's about progress. Maybe you start with just one screen-free meal a day, like dinner. Once that becomes the norm, you can expand it to other meals. The long-term benefits are incredible. You're teaching your child mindful eating habits that will serve them for their entire life. You're strengthening your family bond through daily connection. And you're showing them that there's a rich, interesting world right here in front of them, not just on a screen. You're giving them the gift of being present, and that is priceless. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope this gives you some practical ideas and the encouragement you need to make your mealtimes a time for connection, not distraction. If you found this helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on mindful parenting in a digital world. I'd love to hear your own tips and experiences in the comments below. See you in the next video.